from the chat, we have one question for you. Subhanshar, can you also share some memorization techniques for general purpose academics?
Yeah, yeah. So I think memory, of course. So there was this very now I remember it and I really laugh at it. But I had a teacher in my school who used to do this. I used to find it weird at that time, but now I understand. Which was that she used to give us a 10-digit number at the start of the class, and then at the end of the class, she used to ask us whether we remember the number, and we are not allowed to write down that number. And I think in when I was a child, that did help me increase a bit of my memory. And the second thing is that a lot of actually, if you'll see, people who are at top of memory games, memory sports, what they do is that they assign values to each object. Like they won't see a particular number as a number, but they'll rather see it as a fruit or as an object, and then create a code in their mind with that fruit. So, for example, if I see a number, a vehicle's number that is 1, 2, 3, 4, then I wouldn't remember it as four different objects. I'd just be like, I'll remember two things in my mind, which is increasing and up to four and natural number. So now instead of storing four, numbers in your brain, you're actually dumbing it down to three. I mean, this is like a very basic way of explaining how those people try to memorize. But then after a certain point, that is how people try to memorize long names or long numbers, long things, which is they try to find out patterns in it through which they can reduce the information into a simpler object. So if you can convert it from 4 to 3, that's already a 25% reduction in the amount of information you need to know. And memory, honestly, is just that. After a point when you can remember so many things, and after that point, it is important that you can maybe form a story, or maybe you
Yeah.
can form patterns in it. Something that makes it easier for you to have the same information but in lesser objects. So, I mean, if you remember, that is what teachers used to tell us in
Yes.
school, that don't memorize it, maybe